Welcome back to another video of the Husker Breakdown. So today, I am going to be giving you my reaction to the Michigan State Spartans 2026 transfer portal class. So, right off the bat, they, in terms of the Big Ten, ranked 12th in the transfer portal class out of 18, so that's not very good, and then 46th nationally. Just thought that was kind of an interesting fact. So, yeah, without any further ado, let's get straight to it. Oh, and I guess I should mention real quick, in my last video, I accidentally said that Hank Betty, the Illinois wide receiver, I kept saying that he was going to return in 2026. I actually misspoke. I can't remember why, but he is gone. He graduated, cleared for the NFL, I'm pretty sure. So, yeah, that was my mistake. It didn't sound right to me. That's why I double checked it after I recorded, and I was like, oh, shoot. So, anyway, that's why I said that, because I just misread. So, here we go. Anyway, so for Michigan State, they have 29 incoming transfers, but they have 44 outgoing transfers. So that's a net of negative 15 players. Now, they probably got recruits and stuff. So, they got a new coach this year. That's Pat Fitzgerald. So, Pat Fitzgerald, he is a guy. He was at Northwestern. That's his only coaching experience. He's at Northwestern for 17 years. He also played at Northwestern. So, I mean, and he had moments where he actually did pretty good. So, I'm not trying to say he was a very bad coach, because he had times when he actually was solid. He used to actually beat Nebraska. The first year we joined the Big Ten, he upset us at Lincoln. And he almost upset us in 2013 at Lincoln again, but the Hail Mary pass from Kellogg saved us. So, anyway, now he's got to take some of that coaching pedigree and put that in Michigan State, which is kind of like Nebraska. They're kind of a failing program. They kind of shot themselves on the foot. Not really, because they had to fire that Mel Tucker, I believe was his name. And then, kind of ever since then, they kind of been just complete churning, unstable program. And they had Jonathan Smith, and he was a terrible coach. I mean, look what he did with them 2 years. And they aren't holding their coaches on a very long leash, are they? So, they had him, and now ever since Mark D'Antonio has been retired, they haven't done as well as a program. So, anyway, let's get straight to the incoming transfers. And since there's 29 of them, I'm going to try to make this pretty quick, because, I don't want to take forever. So, right at the bat, they got Kenny Soares Jr. at a linebacker position. So, he's from a no-name school. This is a guy that I think they're just going to hope to develop. He's a young guy. That's kind of all there's to say about him. He's young. I don't think it's going to be immediate help. Then you got Kenneth Williams, an old familiar face for Nebraska. He was a good punt return or a kickoff return specialist, but he's not really that good of a running back in my opinion, because he isn't that quick, or at least in terms of like just in a running back position. But he's not bad at punt and kickoff returns. So I don't think he's gonna be super good for them personally. He might be, but we'll see. I don't know. And then Charles Brantley from Miami. Now, you might think because he's from Miami, he might have been a pretty good player, but unfortunately, this guy was a no-name. I don't even think he got any solo tackles. Like, he just didn't do a whole lot. So yeah, so far they didn't really pick up a good transfer for them that is going to be a massive impact for them right away. KK Smith, a wide receiver. I mean, he averaged 15 yards per reception, but he only got 8 receptions last year at Notre Dame. But he's also another young guy. I think they're going to hope to develop him. He might be an impact for them next year. We'll have to wait and see. I don't know. And a tight end, Carson Golker. He's a no-name, or if he's from a no-name school, just doesn't have experience in Big Ten play. I don't think he's going to be super, beneficial for them. At least not in this upcoming season. Deion Crawford, though, from Buffalo Bulls, he actually is going to be a linebacker that is actually pretty solid from Buffalo. 3.5 sacks, he had 30 solo tackles, and I believe he had a forced fumble also. So he actually was pretty solid for them. I think that's a guy that could definitely transfer, or that's a transfer that I think will definitely be an asset for sure. Eli Conan from Illinois, he's 290. They listed him as 290. He's not 290. I think he's like 270. So he's pretty tall though, 6'7". So he didn't really get any minutes or that many snaps at Illinois. I don't think he's going to be a super big factor for Michigan State. Then you got Cam Fancher from UCF. He was about a third or fourth string at UCF. So he did not get too many minutes at Scott Frost's school. So not not a very big worry there. But he's the only quarterback I'm pretty sure that they got through the portal. Just wanted to point that out. But yeah, so far, like other than Deion Crawford, they really don't have any good transfers. That's just what I'm noticing. Then you got Jadwin Patterson. He's a guy from Iowa. He actually looked solid, and he could have been solid, but he didn't really get that many minutes, and that's probably why he's transferred. And he's kind of another reason why Iowa lost so many just players on their team from the 2025 season. I think he could be solid for them. He's 5'10", 210 pounds. He's a pretty strong guy, but we'll have to wait and see how he does. I think if our D-line's about as bad as it was last year, he'll have a heyday with our defensive line. Just saying. Then Trey Lyle, I'm going to guess is how you say that. I'm not sure. He is from Southeast Missouri State, and he's a light edge. Like, you can tell he's played at a lower school just on that weight, and he might even be lighter. That's just what they've listed him as. I hope he isn't, like, super light, because, I mean, he could get knocked around and hurt as a defensive edge, because, like, the Big Ten, like, they're big guys in the Big Ten. But we'll have to wait and see. I think personally, once again, this is a guy they probably hope to develop. I think Fitzgerald, that's kind of what he's used to doing, because that's what he did at Northwestern for the majority of his coaching tenure. We'll wait and see. Then Alex Weeks is a punter from NAU, is what that says, in Northeast Arizona. And yeah, he's just a punter. I think, like, a lot of these smaller schools do tend to have actually solid punters. I've noticed that. That's something a trend I've noticed. I think he could be actually a decent punter for them. Then the long snapper, Nick Duzansky from Oregon, actually, I think, yeah, he should be a solid long snapper for them. We'll just have to kind of see. I think, but, like, a long snapper, you better hope you're just not hearing his name, because if you hear the long snapper's name, then you know he's done a bad job. That's just kind of the way it goes, because a long snapper, I mean, it's such a mundane job, but it's super important. And then Cam Stodgill, I'm guessing that's how you say his name. He's a safety. Once again, it's like a lot of these guys are just younger guys that really haven't played a whole lot, that are just, I think, going to go find some other place to play, and Michigan State is like, all right, we'll take you. And so that's just what kind of the blueprint it seems to be for Fitzgerald. Then Rise Dakin, he's a punter from Iowa. And Iowa has good special teams generally, so I think this guy, I think he will take some of his talent, or like his skill that he had from Iowa, and, you know, kind of use that for Michigan State. But not always. They're not perfect, but they do tend to have pretty good special teams. I do believe Rise Dakin will definitely help them out a lot. Then Trent Fraley, inner line. He's a little small for inner alignment, just 303. I mean, you'd want him a little bigger than that, like about 320 generally. But once again, he's also played at a smaller school. Yeah, North Dakota State. That's a pretty darn small school, FCS level. So yeah, I think they're hoping to develop him. Kind of like what Iowa did with Mark Gronowski. He's from SDSU. Then, yeah, from Georgia Southern, Robert Wright Jr. Now, he's offensive tackle. He's a little lighter, but he could be solid, because Georgia Southern, like those Sun Belt Conference players, they actually tend to be pretty solid. Or not tend, but they're often a certain propensity of them, or a large group of them, I should say, that actually have the propensity to be, like, talented and skilled. They just have, like, trouble, like, off-field struggles enough that they just don't get accepted at Power 5 conferences, or Power 5 schools, excuse me. Then Marvis Parrish, he is a running back from, I forget how to say this one's name, Western Kentucky, that's it. Or I should say I forgot what the name is of that school. He actually, I believe he had some solid, oh, no. No, he wasn't. No, sorry, I'm thinking of another guy. My bad. This guy. Once again, he's another no name, just not very well known. Then yeah, Keenis Thompson, edge. He's a little smaller for an edge too. 255. That's kind of small. You do want him bigger than that. 6'3". I think I think they're just hoping to kind of develop him. And then yeah, Carlos Hazelwood, defensive lineman, 6'4", 270. I mean, he's still small. Like, they've got a lot of small defensive linemen, and they did not have a good defense last year. That is for sure. So, yeah, I like this game. Or, excuse me, this player. Yeah, I think he's just kind of small. I need someone bigger than that. Trey Bell, yeah, from Iowa State, cornerback. I think he could be solid for them. I think he actually could. Okay, here's running back that I confused with what was his name? Marvis Parrish. Cam Edwards. He was actually very good for UConn. He had like over like 1,400 rushing yards, like on some decent amount of carries too. He averaged a good bit too. He's pretty solid running back. And that's gonna be a big help for Michigan State. That is a good transfer. And the kicker, Liam Board from Chattanooga, I believe. Or Charlotte. My bad. Sorry, I can't look within. It's black and white. I can't tell just on the shape alone. Then Caleb Wheatland, yeah, linebacker from Auburn. I think he could be solid. He's a younger guy. We'll have to wait and see though. Just kind of all depends on the developing. Like I said, this is just a reaction. This doesn't mean like just because like I think they're not going to be so good doesn't mean they are going to be, obviously, because like there's still summer practice, fall practice ahead of them. Obviously execution, which if Nebraska, if executing was a problem, we'd probably be a pretty darn good team. Nick Sharp, inner line. He's a decently sized guy from South Carolina. He actually should be pretty good for them. Michael Richard from LA Tech. He's a little small for maybe about the right size for a safety. I'm not really sure. If like I guess Fitzgerald knows what he's doing. I feel like maybe that's actually about right where you want a safety because you want him a little lighter. Yeah, than like the running back generally. So yeah, actually he should be solid. Ben Morosky, he's from UConn. He's going to be a helpful offensive lineman for them. Devin Vaught, safety from Maine. Yeah, he's kind of a no-name. Those Northeast New England schools aren't very competitive generally in football. Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, he's just not. I don't think he's gonna be very good for them. Another UConn transfer, Tyron Chappell. This guy, cornerback, he had. I think he got 4 interceptions for them last year. That to me is impressive, but he didn't have any solo tackles. But 4 interceptions, that's not pretty. That's not bad at all. That's not too shabby. He could be good for them. Then Frederick Moore, wide receiver, no name. He didn't get any snaps. Like he didn't have anything for him. I think Michigan. He's a guy that I think Michigan just didn't need him because Michigan isn't really a passing team generally. I think he just wasn't getting snaps, so he wanted to go transfer. And Michigan State took advantage. So then I kind of briefly just go over outgoing transfers, kind of look at the bigger names. Like some of these are like maybe Alante Brown. I remember him, and they lost a long snapper to us. That's nice. However, let's see. Where's my Kai Fraser? I know he definitely transferred. Where is he? He's somewhere on here. Let me find him. Because that's like probably the bigger name for them. Wait, where is he? I know I seen him. Yeah, Aiden Childs left. No shocker there. Let's see. Where? Oh, there he is at the bottom. And that's going to be not very nice for them because he's a pretty solid running back. I'll give him credit. And he's going to Ole Miss. I think he's going to do very well there. Then, yeah, they had 2 withdrawn transfers, Rustin Young and Krishan McCray. So, Michigan State, I think they are in a rebuilding year. That's really kind of all there is to say. Michigan State, they don't tend to be, well, they haven't for the past few years been like a dominant team in the Big Ten. Michigan State, they're kind of like Nebraska in a lot of ways. Like they just fire coach after coach. I think they're slowly but surely going to figure out that you can't keep firing coaches. You need stability. But of course, like the loyal fan base they want to have their team back to prominence quickly. And when they don't get it, they want to fire the guy. But anyway, so yeah, that's my video for the day. I don't have much or anything else to say. Just yeah, I think that Michigan State I don't think they're gonna be very, very good in my mind because just Michigan State hasn't, like I said, they just haven't proven themselves to be a dominant team. Now, of course, the year, let's see, that was with the interim coach Harlan Barnett, 2023, when Nebraska lost to them at East Lansing. I will say, okay, that is actually one thing I'm going to say. It's at East Lansing when we play them, and Nebraska has only beaten Michigan State at East Lansing since joining the Big Ten once, and that was in 2012. That was 14 years ago. That's a long time ago. Like, it's kind of like Nebraska against Minnesota at Minneapolis. Like, we are cursed there. Like, we We haven't beaten them there since 2015. That's 11 years ago. Like, not very good. Anyway, so yeah, that's gonna do it for me today. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and I will see you guys later. Goodbye.